Hi friends, it's Brittany at Ink and Papyrus. Thank you so much for joining me today. As we talk, I am getting my signature pages together and ready. This is going to be a 3 signature journal because today we are taking these signatures, these really pretty bright signatures, and binding them in to the spring journal. I will be working in Home for a Bunny. And with a couple of techniques, we are going to be binding these signatures in and creating this really pretty beaded spine and giving this whole lot of character and personality. So grab some cording, some beads, your signature pages already punched, and let's get to it. Okay, so I have 3 pieces of cording here since this is going to be a 3 signature journal, and I have my first signature punched and clipped. These jumbo paper clips are the way to go, trust me. So this is what we are going to do. All right, I've never done this before, so bear with me. I have the concept, I think, figured out in my mind. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bind this using a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, just like we would any other spine. Okay, so in through the middle. And if you were wondering how I put my signatures together, or the sort of the best way I think there is to bind them, I will link, I did a video on mastering journal signature binding. I will link that up at the top and in the description box. Okay, so once you go through the middle, normally we would go up, top here, okay? In through the top. But instead, what we're gonna do, we've left ourselves a tail. Instead, we are going to bind, put some beads on, okay? These are the beads that will sit here. Okay, so one way to do this, if you want to make a short stack of beads and not have them go from here to here, you'll probably want to knot this so that the beads aren't sliding up and down, if that makes sense. Okay. I'm just trying to decide which beads I want to add. So I have a variety. I got some of these ladybugs, bunnies, and I do want to make this symmetrical in the sense that I think I want, like, for example, if I use a button and beads, I think I want for the top 3 the same, like, you know, pattern-ish. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna knot this at the bottom, or else I think these are gonna be sliding all over the place. So bear with me as I do that. Just gonna take that off. Okay, you definitely want to, whenever I measure my cording, I go 1, 2, 3. I allowed myself some extra cording, knowing I'm going to be knotting it. Okay, I know I'm going to use up some extras, so I added a little bit of length to that. Okay. All right, so now I have a good knot there. So I'm gonna pull this, probably need one more, but I'm gonna pull this back through to make sure I have an adequate tail left to tie this off. Okay, so as you can see, this is gonna be a little bit of a process. This is not the fastest way to bind your journal, but I think it's going to be worth it. I think the exposed spine look is going to be so cool. So I think I have enough beads that I'm covered. I'm gonna pull that tail. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in through the top. Just like you would normally. Okay. I'm gonna pull it taut. Okay, now we're gonna go out through the bottom. Okay. Now before we go back in through the middle, we are going to add whatever beads we want on the bottom. And I think I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I think that looks okay. I don't know if, I guess if you have, like, I have a larger bead at the bottom, so maybe I don't need to knot it. Especially if you're filling the bead, if I only had like 1 or 2 beads on here, obviously I would want to keep them in place. So I would definitely knot above and below. But if you're going to fill the entire strand here with beads, I don't think you necessarily need to knot it, as long as your bead is thick enough to kind of hold the rest in place. Just kind of, it's my cord is fraying a little bit. I'm just kind of wondering what I should. I have to decide if I want to save these for my tassels or put them on. I don't know how. Of course they're adorable, but just wondering if they're too thick. I think that's pretty darn cute. And I have other things, like I was thinking of putting this on my tassel. I have a ladybug, a mushroom. So there are a whole lot of things I can put on the tassel. I was like, oh, maybe I should save the bunnies for the tassel, but oh my gosh, that is really, really darling. Okay, all right, we have to do it. Okay, so so 2 purple seed beads. Now I'm thinking, like, what if we include, I'm wondering if this is getting too busy. I'll decide in a second. I just want to try this button on here to see what it looks like. Oh, that's really, really cute. Oh, I love it. Okay. This is, oh my gosh, this is so darling. This is gonna be the cutest, like, little golden book ever. Okay. I want the button to sit flush up against the spine. So you want to pull it away from the seed beads a little bit so it has room. If you know what I mean. Okay. Now we're gonna put on some more seed beads until we can thread it through here. Okay, I think that will be perfect right there, that length. Okay, we're gonna thread our needle back on. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I've never done this before. I've always wanted to. That knot that I tied is a little in the way. Okay. Okay. So let's make sure the beads are on the cording, just like we would like. Okay, I think that is darling. Darling, darling, darling. I would ideally want this tighter. This is kind of, what's the word? It seemed like it was drooping there for a second. Obviously, when you're doing this, you want to make sure you have enough distance between your signatures. Make sure they're not super close together. That could cause some problems, especially if you're using larger beads. Maybe I would recommend tying a knot in between like a button and the beads. I think it's gonna just be what it'll be at this point. The other thing you could do is like if you have something large like this and it's not sitting flush against the spine you would like, you can always tie this off and then put a dot of hot glue behind it, and I think I might do that. So now that we have the beads settled like we would like, you really want to make sure that this is tight, not strangulating tight, but tight, and like pull these really taut. You want this loop here in between these two ties, and you want to make sure you do a good job of tying this off. You don't want any beads coming off. You don't want anything loose. So we're gonna do our right over left, left over right, right over left, okay. So I have a good knot there. Let's look and make sure, yep, things are just as we left them. I think I'm definitely gonna put a piece of, or a little dab of hot glue behind there. But overall, I think that's beautiful, and I'm really excited because I think it really goes with the just really cute, whimsical theme of this all. So I have signature number 2 here. If you were wondering how I got these really cool prints, take a look. I will link the video above and in the description box. It is the Spring Jelly Prints video, where I just use some very basic supplies and techniques to get some really, really cool jelly prints. Okay, and they're all bright floral themed. I was specifically making them for this journal. Okay, so we're gonna bind just like we did the first signature, in through the middle. Okay, pull our tail, leave that tail. We're gonna flip this over. And now we're gonna bind whatever beads we put will be on this top portion here. So I do want symmetry. However, I want to spice it up a little bit. So I have got some pink seed beads, and I think maybe instead of, well, we'll see. There are a couple of different ways we can approach this, but maybe instead of having the button and the bunny down there, we'll move it up here. Okay, so I don't know if you could tell, but this was so heavy that when I went back in to guide the cording in this side, the tail I had like fell out, and so I just had to re-thread the tail through. No huge deal. Luckily I caught it, or else my beads probably would have gone flying off. But that's what happens when you're dealing with heavy beads, so just be really careful. Okay, I want to balance this out a little bit. I don't know what I'm looking for. What if we do, let's see, a pink. I'm gonna put the heavy bead on the bottom again. Oh, do you see what I just did? I accidentally went back through the top hole. That's not gonna work. So we come back out. In all my haste, I was just so excited my beads didn't go flying off. I wasn't paying attention. Okay. This on. The second one. Okay. And pull it through. Okay. So this is the section we're gonna have to, this requires more beads, obviously. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with these cute pink beads. Sometimes if I have cording that's fraying, I'll put a little glue stick on it, and it seems to keep the cording together better. This is why if you're using cording to bead your spine, I recommend giving yourself extra, like I said, because you're obviously having the beads off will suck up a little bit more cording, but also just beading it and fraying it, you're gonna have to cut the cording multiple times, cutting off frayed edges, frayed ends. And you can always cut cording off. You can't add it. Oh, that's gonna look really cute. Okay. What else shall we do? I'm almost of the inclination. I'm wondering if it would look better if we just left that as is. Does it sound weird? Okay, I think that looks really cute. So we're gonna feed this back through. And let's be careful. Good. We have plenty of tail left. Oh, this is really, really cute. I really like this. I think it'll look even better when we secure that, we put some hot glue on that button and it's sitting flush up against the spine. I think that's gonna look really darling. All right, make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, I am going to leave these ties. I might want to put a charm on the end, so a charm for each signature, so I'm just going to leave these as is. Okay, all right, this is looking really pretty. I'm just wondering what else I may have. That we can put on our charm. So I have ladybugs. This is really pretty, but I'm wondering if it's gonna be too thick. Seems like it's gonna stick way off the spine. What about strawberry? Bunnies love strawberries, right? This isn't gonna sit flush against the spine. All right, and for our last signature, so let's make this a good one. All right, so just like before, we're gonna go in through the middle. Make sure you know which way is up. In through the middle. Leave your tail. Up to the top. Well, not up through the top yet. The other thing I was thinking about doing, what if we like, I was thinking like, remember how it kind of fell on us before? Because the beads were so heavy. If you could find a way to like secure this without knotting it all the way, that may help kind of secure this so you don't have to worry about it while you're putting your beads on. Might be more trouble than it's worth, but just a thought. Oh, seems like it's anchored pretty well now. Okay, so we have our beads down below. I don't even know if I want to put a bead on this one. I mean, or a button. Of course I want to put a bead on. I'm just trying, I want to keep it symmetrical, but obviously like I want it varied. I want it, each strand to be kind of stick out. Oh my gosh, that's really cute. Okay. So now we're gonna go back in, up the top. Good, and we should have enough. I just didn't want that ladybug or anything like pressing up against it, or like invading its space. Okay, I'm gonna go out through the bottom. Okay, and make sure we're nice and taut there. to add some more beads. We're gonna complete this strand and then we will be done. Ooh, that does look really pretty. Let's do it. Alright, I think I'm gonna round that out then and put this through the middle. Okay, so I'm going to pull this back. I think that worked pretty well to anchor the beads while we strung them on. Make sure this is taut. I'm going to go back and look, make sure we have it how we want this time. I could have probably put a couple more seed beads on there, but that's okay. I think that is really, really pretty. And I think if as long as I glue this, it'll keep it from wiggling too much. Okay. Make sure to pull nice and tight. Guys, this is adorable. All right, I'm going to heat up my glue gun. We're going to secure some of these to the spine and then we will be done. Okay, if you don't have a portable hot glue gun yet, may I suggest? The only thing I don't like is it's like once the glue heats up, it starts like pouring out. So I'm actually going to have to wipe this off. It comes off my craft mat easily. So, okay. So what I want to do, see, it's like once it's pushed in, it just keeps going. It's really annoying. Okay. So real quick then, I'm going to put a little bit behind here. I don't want this leaking out on the spine. So I'm going to be really careful. Once I put a little bit of glue down, I'm going to hold it for a second. Okay. Same thing here. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to hurry because again the glue is seeping out like crazy. This is not like a this is not a great advertisement for this. I'm telling you, it works amazingly well. It's just once that puppy heats up, if there's glue already in it, it just seeps out for days. It just doesn't stop. Maybe it's operator error. It's very well possible. Okay. This button is not, I don't think there's enough glue behind it. I'm gonna have to hold it there for a second. I think the issue is these buttons, these beads are really thick, and so it's hard to get this flush. And I did what I said I wouldn't do, and that is let this glue seep out. I had some tweezers. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. Oh, that worked perfect. No worries. Okay, I need a lot more glue than I thought I did. Try not to get this on the hinge point, or else your book's not going to open and close well. I'm just going to clean this up. I have a little bit of glue peeking out. Okay. Oh my gosh. I love this. Love, love, love. What do you guys think? I think this beaded spine is all I thought it would be and more. I am thrilled, and I'm gonna turn this off before the rest of this glue stick is literally all over my desk. If you guys have any tips or tricks, aside from maybe just, I don't know, what does this say? Long press to light flashes? I don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with that. I think this just, you heat it up, you put your glue stick in, you turn it off, you're done, and the moment that it's on, it's pretty much leaking glue, and you just have to accept that and move on. Okay. Anyways, guys, I am thrilled with how this exposed beaded spine came out. If you are working on a journal right now, I highly encourage you to try this technique. Obviously, it doesn't have to be a spring journal. It could be anything, and it doesn't have to be beads or buttons. You could do this with charms, broken jewelry, like a ton of stuff. Let me think on that. If I have any more ideas, I promise I will share. I'll drop a comment in the maybe I'll put it in the description box. So if you enjoyed this, guys, please like and subscribe. My videos come out on Monday and Friday, and I can't wait to see you the next time.